theme for June favorites. I'm gonna start out with 5 beauty favorites, and they are really, really good. And then I have 5 travel things that I was really happy to have with me. I thought I would share those that way in case any of you guys are traveling for work or for vacation or whatever this summer. Maybe one of these things might be helpful to you, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with the beauty things. I'm just gonna go ahead and start with my #1 favorite out of the entire month. These are the brand new eye tints from Gressa. These are incredible, and I have been wanting to talk about them for so long. First, Gressa sent me 2. They sent me, I'm gonna say it, Foreo. Feel free to correct me, but this is the light champagne. Oh my word. How I've been wearing these, I put this shade all over my lid, and then I take a little bit of just the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I run that through my crease for a little bit of definition and a little bit of warmth. This shade is so brightening. It has a little bit of shimmer, but not too much that you would feel weird about wearing it to work. It's just really flattering. And then I take Obscure, which is a deep brown with a little plum to it. This is a gorgeous liner, and this is what I'm wearing as a liner today. If you want to see the light champagne color, I was wearing this in my last video. So Gressa sent me both of those. I loved them so much. I went ahead and ordered the 3rd for myself. This color is called Bronze. This is the prettiest bronze shade ever, and they're really pigmented. I think my favorite way for applying them, if you're putting them all over your lid, is with my finger. I just feel like I get the most pigmentation, and then I'll take a fluffy brush and just kind of buff out the edges, but these are incredible. I cannot recommend them enough, and I think they're definitely worth checking out. My other huge favorite for the month might not seem that special. It's just a Burt's Bees lip balm, which I've had these for forever, but I've never had this color before. It's called Red Dahlia, and it's really the shade that makes this so special. It's like a combination of a red, a plum, a rosy brown. It is so pretty on the lips. If I could choose my own natural lip color, I would want it to look something like this. So I don't think this has left my purse or my pocket for the entire month of June. Next, I have a new favorite and an old favorite, both from Citrine Natural Beauty Bar. This first thing I talked about and showed in my last Get Ready With Me video. It is a Kjaer cream blush in the shade Precious. This is my first cream blush from Kjaer, but I don't think it's gonna be my last because the formula is so good. It's lightweight, yet still really creamy, and I think my favorite thing is how easily it kind of melds and blends into your skin, so it doesn't look like you're wearing a lot of product, which I think is perfect for warmer weather. Kjaer describes this as a pastel, but it goes much warmer on my skin, which I don't mind because I like a warm blush, but I just think the color is perfect, the formula is so nice, just the perfect summertime blush. And then one thing that I kind of strayed from this month and immediately regretted is the RMS Unpowder. I tried to use some samples of some other similar powders, but nothing compares to this. If you have oily skin or combination oily skin and you want to do any kind of camouflaging of larger pores, this is the powder for you. I've tried a lot of them, and this is by far my favorite, and I want to say this is like my 4th or 5th tub of this. All the eyeshadows I'm wearing today are from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. This is my first time trying any of their shadows, and I'm really impressed. I think the mattes blend out effortlessly, and the shimmers give a lot of impact, which is important to me with shimmer shadow, and that was kind of my disappointment with the Lorac Pro 3 palette. The mattes were great, but every time I would reach for a shimmer, it just wasn't brightening enough on my lid, or if I was using some of the deeper ones, it just went a little bit muddy. They weren't like the original Pro palette, which is what I was really hoping for. I think the Anastasia shimmers are a little bit more impactful and more consistent throughout the entire palette. So some of my favorites are Burnt Orange. I'm wearing all these today. Burnt Orange, Vermeer, Buon Fresco, Antique Bronze, and then a little bit of Tempera as my brow bone highlight. And while this is still a neutral palette, it's also interesting with the oranges and the pinks. I've worn every single shadow in the palette except Love Letter, which is this fuchsia pink down here, but I want to wear it. I'm going to challenge myself to use it. But I think this palette is perfect for summer, but it's one of those that is going to easily lead right into fall with all these warm tones. Moving into my travel favorites, if you've ever searched on YouTube how to pack a carry-on or packing tips, a lot of people talk about packing cubes, and I watched those and was interested in, if you want to come be in my packing cube, I'll pack you right up. I went and looked at the Container Store. A lot of people talk about the Eagle Creek brand. They seem great, but they were very expensive for somebody who doesn't travel all that often. So I found a much less expensive brand. I'm sure these are not the same quality. I've had them for a year and a half and they're already showing some wear and tear, but if you travel infrequently, these have been working great for me. So the set I bought came with a large one, which I use for all my clothes for a trip, a medium one, which I use for underwear, slips, pajamas, extra t-shirts, things like that, and then a shoe one, which I thought was a great idea because it can keep like dirty shoes from the rest of your suitcase. And it also came with a couple laundry bags, so as clothes get dirty throughout your trip, you can just stick them in there. And I think it makes packing your suitcase so much easier and neater, and then when you get to your destination you can just kind of live out of the packing cube. So I love these. I can't remember if I got them on Amazon or eBay or a website, but I'll try to look and I'll link it down below. Okay, this is my favorite non-beauty product from the entire month. I bought a new bag, and if you've been with me for a while, you guys know that I love a Madewell bag. My favorite all-time bag that I've ever owned is their original transport tote, which I've had for forever. I also have the mini, which is significantly smaller, but it has the zip on top. And for a while I've been thinking about getting the one in between. I told myself, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it at the beginning of summer so you can really enjoy it. And I think this is the perfect travel bag. It's big enough that I could carry all like my entertainment things. Magazines, iPad, Game Boy, things like that, but then you get the extra bit of security with the zip on top. I'm so happy with it. I also have to say thanks to my friend Chelsea Burt on Instagram. She has both colors, and so I was messaging her trying to make up my mind, but I'm really happy that I went with the English saddle. So I think I'll either do an updated what's in my bag at some point, or maybe I'll do like a comparison and show you all 3 different sizes and how they compare to each other. Speaking of Game Boys, I brought my 3DS on the trip, and I didn't talk about it in my last video because it was getting kind of long, and also it's kind of embarrassing, but I missed my first flight. I missed my flight from DC to LA, and it was entirely my fault. I was even 2 hours early to the airport and I still missed it. But the nice people at United got me a second flight, but I had to spend quite a few hours at the airport, and the only thing that got me through it was Pokémon Ruby. Kjaer and I had played X and Y a while ago, and then he's really excited, of course, about Sun and Moon coming out. So right before he left, we downloaded Ruby and Sapphire, and it's just been so fun. And I enjoyed X and Y, but I think I like Ruby and Sapphire a lot better. It's been so fun to play this. I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of my childhood, and it's just a fun thing, a fun way to pass time if you're sitting in the airport or on an airplane. And I'm almost done. I've gone through most of the story. I have one last gym to defeat, which I will probably do as I import this footage. I also wanted to know if any of you guys are gonna download the Pokemon Go app. That sounds so fun to me, and I already try to get my steps in during the day, but I can't imagine like the extra incentive finding Pokemons outside would be. I don't know if I'm gonna get the wristband yet. I already have a lot going on in my wrist, but I might. But yeah, let me know if any of you guys are gonna download the Pokemon Go. I think it's coming out at the end of July, which is really exciting. Something else I was really happy to have while traveling is this bracelet. It's from an Etsy store called Lava Essentials, and these are 3 lava stone beads. And I didn't know much about lava stones. I cannot remember where I heard about this Etsy shop, but they're apparently really good at diffusing essential oils, and it works really well and very easily. Whatever essential oil I pick out for the day, I just rub across the beads. Depending on the oil, I find that the aromatherapy and the smell lasts for about a day, and it's very understated. You're not going to bother anybody around you. It's very subtle. Just occasionally I would just pull my wrist up to my face and inhale, and on the plane I used peppermint, and I just really enjoyed it, and I thought it was really cool. And I think the pieces on their site are very pretty. I don't think you would know that this was anything special. And if you're not into bracelets, I also think that they do necklaces. So I'll go ahead and link their website down below, their Etsy shop down below. I'm gonna do like a non-beauty random loves video sometime soon, because I also have a pretty cool card diffuser that I've been using for the past few months. It sits in my cup holder and it works really well, so I've been just diffusing everywhere. Okay, I'm ending on a little bit of a sad note. Maybe I should have thought this video through better. Actually, when I thought this video through about 2 days ago, this last product was the thing I was most excited about, and in just 2 days it's gone from a favorite to kind of a fail. And this morning I was thinking about swapping it out, but I think it's good to talk about things that maybe don't work out for us the way we had hoped. So in the travel section at Sephora, I found the cutest display for the Foreo Luna Play. This is a mini version of their very popular silicone cleansing device, which I've been interested in for a while. And I thought this seemed like a great way to try it out. So they're marketing it as a travel thing. You get him for 100 uses and then he dies. You can't recharge it. And I didn't know what to think about that at first, but I found out that inside the packaging there's a coupon code for $39 off the purchase of the full-size Luna 2. So that kind of made it a little bit more interesting to me. So I decided to give it a go. And at first I loved it. I've had it for about 3 weeks, and the first 2 weeks it works well with my cleansers. I think it cleans my face really well without stripping it, and it leaves it feeling really soft and smooth. And in just the past few days, I feel like it's really hard to turn on. Like I have to push the power button quite a few times, and it doesn't feel as powerful as it did those first 2 weeks. And I have not used it anywhere near the full 100 uses. So I went on to Sephora to see if anybody else was having the same problem, and sure enough, lots of people are. So I didn't want to not talk about this in case you've already purchased it or thinking about purchasing it. Keep the receipt in case you're one of the people with the faulty battery. So I thought it was kind of a cool concept, but it ended up not working out that great for me. But who knows, maybe in one of the VIB sales or something like that, I'll end up purchasing the full size. So sorry to end on a sad note, but don't forget Pokémon eye tints that turned out great, beautiful Anastasia palettes. I still had a lot of good stuff to talk about in June, and I would love to know any of your June favorites. And I was also wondering if anybody has tried the Cover FX, the new blotting drops that you like put into foundations to help with oily skin, because my tea's on. It's just been very hot and very muggy outside, so I was thinking about purchasing those, but I would love to know if you guys have any experience with them. But that is all for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon.